Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and gives this video a thumbs up. Clayton Echard was a previous bachelor. However, love did not turn out in his favor. He ended up appearing on Perfect Match, where he reunited with Rachel Recchia. He's now talking about The Bachelor Season 30. Will he return as the lead one more time? Is he going to have another opportunity at finding love on reality TV? Find out more about this predicament and whether Clayton will take the lead again. Clayton Echard returned to Perfect Match to try to find love again. He seemed to love the way the show began. However, something unexpected occurred, and he had no idea. Rachel Recchia was brought on the show. She was a finalist in his season of The Bachelor. They dated, were serious about one another, and he destroyed her heart. Clayton chose Susie. So, in the end, he and Rachel were not on good terms. However, after seeing her on the show, he stated that he wanted to see where things may go between them. Rachel was wary of anything after her previous heartbreak. No, I can't imagine. To give you some secret information, I am not being contacted for The Bachelor Season 30. Nobody has phoned me. I don't think anyone wants to experience that again. Most people associate me with wrecking the love lives of 30 women on The Bachelor. Clayton appears to be out of the running for The Bachelor Season 30 unless they pay him generously and allow him some say over who enters the house. However, he did add that he would consider doing the show again if he had more control over who came and if they paid him well enough. However, enthusiasts do not anticipate this happening anytime soon. He did not have a very good turnout for his season of the show. What are your thoughts about this? Do you wish Clayton was the Bachelor again? Comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the situation. From the outside, it might have looked like a clever twist, two exes with unfinished business, thrown together under the guise of romance in a tropical setting. But inside Clayton's head, it was chaos. Memories of his Bachelor season flooded back, the rose ceremonies, the whispered promises, the final gut-wrenching breakup when he chose Susie Evans instead of Rachel, and the fallout that had sent Bachelor Nation into a frenzy. He knew Rachel had every reason to distrust him, and judging by the way she barely made eye contact with him during those first Perfect Match scenes, the wound was still raw. What Clayton hadn't anticipated was how quickly the audience would latch onto the tension between them. On TikTok, edits of their awkward conversations racked up millions of views. Twitter, or X, as it was now called, became a battleground for fans, with hashtags like #RachanClayton and #JusticeForRachel trending within hours of the episode airing. Every word, every glance, every moment where Rachel crossed her arms or Clayton shifted uncomfortably was dissected by armchair analysts like it was a Zapruder film. Behind the scenes, Clayton wrestled with conflicting emotions. Part of him wanted to apologize, really apologize, not in the glossy, PR-friendly way he had during his Bachelor press tour, but with genuine vulnerability. Another part of him wondered if Rachel would ever be able to believe him, no matter what he said. And then there was the small but persistent voice in his head whispering that maybe, just maybe, the producers were setting them up for a redemption arc. If things worked out, the narrative could shift, from heartbreaker to man who learned his lessons. But that idea came crashing down halfway through filming, when Rachel confided to another contestant, within perfect range of a strategically placed boom mic, that she was done with Clayton for good. She didn't just mean romantically, she meant as a person she could trust. When that episode aired, the internet exploded again, this time with clips of Rachel's firm delivery spliced alongside reaction shots of Clayton looking stunned. By the time the Perfect Match finale dropped, the damage was done. Clayton didn't walk away with a relationship, and the headlines weren't flattering. Clayton's second shot at love ends in disaster, read one entertainment blog. Bachelor Nation's least favorite lead strikes out again, declared another. In interviews promoting the season, Clayton tried to stay composed. "It's all part of the journey," he said in his trademark Midwestern earnestness, but his eyes betrayed exhaustion. Then came the whispers. The Bachelor Season 30 was in pre-production, and rumor had it producers were struggling to land the right lead. Several popular picks had turned them down, citing schedule conflicts, industry code for "I don't want to get torn apart online." Inevitably, Clayton's name popped up in speculative lists, sandwiched between more obvious contenders like Tyler Cameron and Mike Johnson. When an interviewer from Us Weekly bluntly asked if he'd consider the gig again, Clayton didn't miss a beat. "No, I can't imagine," he said, leaning back in his chair. Then, after a pause, he added, "I mean, unless they paid me a lot and gave me some control over the cast. But I don't think anyone wants to go through that again, me included." It was a rare moment of candor that set Bachelor Nation ablaze. Within hours, fan accounts were posting polls: should Clayton get another shot? Some argued that everyone deserved redemption, others insisted the franchise couldn't survive another PR nightmare like his season. One viral TikTok stitched clips of his Bachelor mistakes with footage of him on Perfect Match, captioned, "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me." Privately, Clayton knew the odds were slim. He hadn't been contacted by producers, and his last season's finale still ranked among the most polarizing in franchise history. But part of him couldn't help picturing what it would be like to step into that mansion again, only this time older, wiser, more guarded. He imagined walking down the driveway in a tailored suit, greeting a lineup of women who'd been vetted to avoid the pitfalls of last time. He imagined controlling the narrative instead of being controlled by it. What he didn't imagine was how much resistance there would be from within the franchise itself. Several former contestants, some of whom had been on his season, reportedly told producers they wouldn't return for cameos if Clayton was the lead. A former bachelorette even went on a podcast to say, "We've had enough Clayton for one lifetime." Still, a small but vocal group of fans pushed back, arguing that the show was at its best when it embraced chaos, and who better to deliver that than the man who once told 3 women he loved them in the same week. On Reddit, one user summed it up: "I don't want him to find love. I want him to make bad decisions on national TV for my entertainment." Meanwhile, Rachel Recchia stayed silent on the matter, until she didn't. In a surprise appearance on Nick Viall's Viall Files podcast, she was asked point-blank if she'd watch a Clayton-led Season 30. Her laugh was short and sharp. "Let's just say, I'd rather watch paint dry," she replied. The clip went viral instantly. All of this swirled around Clayton as he tried to live a normal life in Scottsdale. He went to the gym, grabbed coffee with friends, and even dipped a toe into dating off camera, though nothing serious stuck. Every time he thought the chatter had died down, another headline would drag him back into the Bachelor Nation vortex. Thanks for watching. If you likes this video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and do not miss any update.